Let's get it. I want to see a Orochi nerf, boys. I want to see Ranking Guard nerf. Please. Fuck it. Let's just remove Shigoki from the game. I hate him.
Welcome back, Warriors, once again. Joining me on the couch for Patch Notes for the
JC!
first time today is just. Oh, wait, no. No, like. Sorry.
I'm just appearing out of.
just appearing. No, JC,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sticking around to talk more about Patch Notes.
I'm very happy to be talking about patch notes.
You
I love
are
patch
always
notes,
happy to talk about Patch Notes.
and I always feel bad because I always see people in chat asking for patch notes earlier. And I'm like, but we have so much cool content
like-
to show you people.
So you get them when you get them. all right?
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand, right? Talking about some things today, so that's gonna be
I know.
interesting.
There's some exciting stuff. We have
So,
the tournament coming
yeah,
up
the
too,
tournament's
so
coming up,
this
so it's
this
gonna be
might
One thing to talk about super quickly before we get into this
Yeah.
was testing grounds, right? So I
Okay.
mentioned a bit earlier that we're discussing. So we
Give
have
us a new Lawbringer change. Come on, let's get something else on Lawbringer.
feats.
Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to reiterate, like, it went really well, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
we got a lot of good data. We got a lot of good.
Oh, for the Warden?
We're
Yeah.
getting. Those changes are gonna make it live in the next season.
Oh, sweet.
So that's great.
Awesome.
We're gonna have another testing grounds there with one hero again, but we're hoping to see if we can like expand that a little bit. Again, we're doing tech tests, right? So a lot of what we're doing with this is like it was our first time doing feats. So it went well. We've ran into some hitches in the background that kind of always happens. So we were trying to make sure that we don't run into those problems again, as you are well aware of.
I'm a little aware of them. Yes.
But yeah, so but I'm like the next one. I'm super psyched about it.
yeah, it's gonna be cool. It'll be cool.
All right, so then let's talk
I
about.
feel like they're kind of
actual
low, y'all. I'm
themselves
on.
for
I got my
season
joint
21,
max and they
title
kind of low.
update 2. First up, a global change. Right?
That's a big one.
Rovers are now fully
Throwing
invulnerable to
abilities
Garbage
are now
for the duration
fully
of the throw.
invulnerable to guard break for the duration of the throw. So what we had was a bit of an inconsistency where when you guard broke somebody and then threw them, depending on the throw itself, depending on the direction of the throw, depending on a bunch of different things, you could get guard broken out of while you were being thrown. And it really depended on a bunch of different factors. A lot of it was like an old process and an old like way of doing things when we launched the game, where a lot of it was about the visuals and can you get guard broken at specific times.
Yeah.
So we've gone back and just put it all guard break invulnerable for the entire duration of the throw.
Nice.
It makes a lot more sense, and then you can no longer kind of get interrupted for these things. So it kind of makes a lot of sense here. So it probably won't feel super major, but it's one of those good things that standardizing them is great and it feels good, and you're not gonna get like weirdly guard broken out of a throw.
Yeah.
Kind of felt
Good quality of life.
yeah. Then we have Aramusha. So this might seem like a small thing.
Ring the bell can be target swapped.
Target swap. So
Let me
essentially,
play some
it was
Aramusha,
almost
man.
more of a bug fix, but we
We'll
wanted
see.
to mention it because it is a change for Aramusha, where you couldn't really like you couldn't target swap Ring the Bell basically. So if it was happening on somebody, it made Aramusha a little bit clunkier in group fights. It doesn't have the best reach, so we're looking at like how can we improve this also in the future. But at least for now, if you're close enough to somebody and there's not a lot of obstacles in your way, you can target swap, ring the bell, and hit other people, and it works quite well. It's pretty interesting.
Nice.
Next on Varangian Guard. So, two changes. So
Just two.
first is the chaining timing from blocked light openers to light finishers is now 300 ms, up from 200. So that again is almost more of a bug fix, but I want to mention it again because it's very important. Because it's one of those things that can lead to frustration when fighting against this hero, right?
Guess you stupid as fuck.
Because your lights are
Dumb
lit,
as fuck.
when you block them, if Varangian like threw another light, you could not dodge the second light.
Yep.
So that creates like it kind of goes against the rules that we normally have in game, where if you get hit by a light, you can always dodge the following light. After heavies, it's a bit of a crapshoot. It kind of depends, but light to light, it should always be dodgeable. So that was a bit of an issue here. That should make the hero like at least a bit easier to fight against and give her a little bit less pressure. But then the second line, which weapon trajectories were adjusted to better match weapon visuals, is a big one.
Yeah.
You can go see the patch notes when they're out. You're going to get the exact full list of everything we've tweaked. We've tweaked like the vast majority of our weapon trajectories. On Varangian Guard,
She
they're
shouldn't be clipping you
smaller
all the time, I guess.
like I would say like 95% of instances. All the ones that matter, they're a little bit smaller. They match the weapon better. They don't reach out as far. So they're going to be easier to dodge. They're going to hit people less externally.
Good.
So it just kind of like makes it so that we know the hero is tricky right now. She's very strong, very frustrating for a lot of players.
She does everything,
This is
bro.
like part of what makes her frustrating. So by fixing this, we're hoping that at least it'll lower that level of frustration.
Yeah.
Yes, she still has her full block. Yes, she still has all those follow-ups, and it immobilizes people for a long time. That's very much on purpose. So that it's made it so that you can block against multiple people. Halftime
Bro, they
target
keep
you want to
texting me,
follow up
bro.
on. That's the base design of this hero.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to keep it this way, otherwise we break the entire functionality. This is what makes her unique. But at the same time, we can address the things that make her more frustrating and that kind of change things around.
Nice.
So that is for Varangian Guard. Next up, we have Sohei. So this is one part of something. There's more coming
Correct amount of revenge.
next patch for Sohei. We've been trying to really look at, like, yes, there's some potential
Change him,
wins.
please.
This is more of a bug fix, but overall, he's underperforming. We know.
He's kind of boring, bro.
What we can do.
I was actually excited from last Warriors Day.
Again, by the next patch, we're gonna have more to announce on Sohei. There's a couple more things that will be happening. But for now, there was one big outstanding bug with Sohei, which was Soul Tetsubo, which is the top light in chains, the one that uses a Tetsubo. And it fed 30 revenge instead of dealing, I think, like 9, which is how much it should be feeding, right? So the idea here is, normally when you hit somebody, you feed them revenge equal to the damage you've dealt to them, unless it's a bash, and then in which case, that always deals 30, right? So that it kind of makes bashes, like, even though they don't deal direct damage, they feed more revenge, so you're less incentivized to use bashes in group situations and moments that you can feed revenge. But there was a bit of a bug here where this was like, there was like an issue here, and so because of this, throwing that top light would feed 30. But the thing is, I guess undodgeable, so it's not like you can't really dodge it, so it's not so bad. But still, it fed so much revenge that it made the character even harder to use in fights. So that's a fix now. There's more coming in the next season. Don't worry, we know, we've heard everybody. It makes sense. But we're looking at it to make sure we're going to be good to go in the future.
Nice.
Next, we have Orochi. So Orochi's Storm Rush left and right sides are no longer undodgeable. That is a big, big, big nerf to Orochi.
Yes.
But at the same time, so here's the thing, right? So when you're at super high level, Orochi is not like having.
Fuck Orochi, nigga. Orochi's K. Matter of fact, I'm gonna text my mans and let him know about this.
Reaction,
I hate this nigga.
But when you are not at the top level, you don't have, like I'm on energy drinks all day long, playing and popping pills or whatever.
Sure.
But
Caffeine pills.
You're no longer under. That's all Orochi spam, bro. Yes.
Right? Like you don't have the reaction time.
Fuck y'all, bro.
Counter to this, to an Orochi like spamming Storm Rush is just to hit light and to light him out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Purposefully like had that bit of a gap there to make sure you could interrupt them. At the same time, it is not very clear to a lot of players. It's not super obvious that the timing is there. You have to buffer that light. It's not always easy. So to kind of counteract this, we've only left undodgeable on the top, which means that there's more than one way to counter Orochi. Makes them a little bit more predictable, because if you as a player think they're gonna go top but you don't want them to dodge, it makes
This is good news, bro.
parry, borderline on a read, right? So
This
if
is
you
good
can
news,
react that
bro.
animation, parrying on a read it can be efficient, and in this case, if you know they're gonna go top, if you've read that they're gonna go top and they go top, it should be a lot easier to parry, because you have to align yourself a little bit less on the time. So that's like a big change for Orochi here. We're looking to see like how that's gonna go, but usually
Let's keep nerfing him. Fuck it.
Targeted nerf.
Let's not even give him a weapon.
Now Kyoshin, so we've adjusted the.
I got no problem with
better
Kyoshin at all.
Visuals. In Kyoshin's case, is the opposite of Varangian, where his trajectories were generally bad. Well, their trajectories, I'm sorry, they were pretty bad. Now they are actually much better. They match the weapons a lot better. They can hit externally a lot better. So it makes a lot more sense for Kyoshin. I know like the hero was having a lot of issues in team fights where like he would try to do like side attacks and wouldn't really hit people. Now this has been addressed, so it should be.
Oh, that's just force,
better and really
mainly.
help Kyoshin in that respect to be able to defend themselves like way more better in fights.
Nice.
Hitokiri, again, weapon trajectories were adjusted to better match weapon visuals, and a lot of these cases for Hito they've been lowered, especially in the side heavies. Again, the full list of these are in the patch notes. But really, like the idea here is we had to nerf Hito's side trajectories because they were a bit too strong. They're able to hit too many people externally. We also know there's the issue of the forward movement that's a bit too high that we're looking to address as well, in chains especially.
Yeah.
But the idea here is like we need to make this a little bit less frustrating. Keto is overperforming by all of our metrics. We have to kind of act. This is step one. We have more stuff coming down the pipe. But really, the idea is
Ito is annoying,
step one.
but she
see
ain't
that
no
goes.
ringing
At
guard
Gregor,
for
we
me.
go
Or the ringing guard should go
Gregor's
keep me
balancing,
going.
right?
I ain't
There's
gonna lie.
we take the nuclear option, take a hero and bury them, right? And we've done that in the past
Yeah.
once or twice because we had to. In this case, the heroes were performing. I'd rather we take this approach where we do like step by step, address it over time, because otherwise we tend to, and because it's a lot easier to just like nerf them to the ground, but then it makes the hero kind of borderline unplayable. It's not really fun.
Yeah,
So we're
people
trying to
don't
like
like that.
lower it, like take it down a peg a little bit, until you get to the point where okay, this is good. This is where it needs to stand balance wise. So this is what we're doing here. But there's more changes coming to Hitoki. We have more in stock. But for now, like let's see how this goes, and then we'll readjust accordingly.
Cool. Awesome.
Lawbringer. So
Ooh. Big
I know. I've seen comments on Reddit from people saying this is all Lawbringer needs. So if you're expecting roll catchers, I can officially announce they're coming next patch. So next season.
About damn time, because I can't stand cooking somebody and then you like, fuck this shit, I'm leaving.
So I'll just recap super quickly what's going on here. Is that Lawbringer on his side dodge bashes, right? He uses the shove animation.
Yeah.
The movement that he has is super linear. So when you would side dodge into a shove, you would kind of stop, then go front.
Yeah.
And when we give iframes, which is basically it makes yourself invulnerable while you're doing those attacks. If that happens on super linear attacks, it looks really, really, really bad. And I know that sometimes we're like, I don't care that it looks bad, but at the same time, seeing a full axe or a full pole axe or whatever completely phase through, like really, it looks like it hits. Like it's not like there's a bit of movement. You can kind of guess, okay, like he kind of moved out of the way. It just phases through entirely. It looked really, really bad.
Right.
But to kind of counteract this, we've made it so that the side dodge shoves specifically have more forward movement in the direction of the dodge. So if you're dodging right, when you do that shove, you're going to move more towards the right, or when you move left, you're going to move more towards the left, which affords us the luxury, which is kind of like not really luxury, but whatever, to give those attacks actual iframes and dodge frames, which is what is super important, right? So this is a massive, massive, massive quality of life for Lawbringer.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah. So the idea here is that because beforehand, if you're playing Lawbringer, you want to do a side dodge shove and not break your iframes from your dodge, you had to delay that shove until the very, very end, so that your iframes could kick in. You would avoid an attack, and then you would shove. And so this is kind of like against what all other heroes except for Conqueror kind of do, which is like you need to be able to do your dodge attacks properly. They're a lot more vulnerable now. It doesn't chain on miss. There's like all those things that we've put in place to make dodge attack weaker, but then Lawbringer's side dodge shoves were even weaker than the rest of the cast. So this is a big, big, big change. Really helps the hero. Makes a lot of sense.
That's good.
Conqueror, exact same problem, exact same solution. Works well for Lawbringer. Works great for Conqueror.
Nice.
Again, it's a nice buff for Conqueror here. You'll be able to like do a side dodge shield bash. Again, a bit more forward movement, sidewards movement actually on the side of the dodge. You're good to go. Perfect stuff.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend 6 hours on this. Shaman. So for Shaman,
Nerf.
Wildcat's Rage, Predator's Hunger, and Predator's Mercy are now performed 100 ms to 500 ms during the front dodge and back dodges. They used to be 2 to 5. So there's 2 parts to this. One of them is we want to give the hero like a bit more viability from her front dodge and her back dodges, and having like the chain, like going into those attacks a bit earlier, gives her better options. We've seen it on Warden, on Warmarker. We've had like this different dodge bash going to that. But also, this means that on a heavy parry against a bleeding opponent, Predator's Hunger, I think. I always forget which one it is. The one that bites, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm getting old and my brain is not working so right. I need to go to a reading center. But anyway, so when that happens, is like it's guaranteed on a bleeding opponent. You will bite them on a bleeding opponent, which leads to like a big damage trade-off, right?
Yeah.
This is on purpose. We'll see how that ends up going. We'll see if it's too strong or if we're okay.
I'm sick and tired of Shamans
On
too.
the design side, because it's conditional, because your opponent needs to be bleeding, Yes, it does buff her 1v1. It buffs her group fight a little bit as well because if she managed to parry a heavy, she can do it. But it's very, very much intentional. We'll be seeing, again, how this pans out, if it's too strong, if it isn't. Shaman is not an overly picked hero. We know her 1v1 is like doesn't really need help. We're investigating how we can improve her 4v4 as well, which should be good. But this is kind of like part of this here, where I want to make sure that people don't think that it was unintended. It was very much intended to have that functionality here. It's conditional, won't happen all the time, but this is where it kind of goes. And then we have Ocelatla. I know you like to pronounce it. Ocelatla, right? Raphael was going to be really, really happy with it.
We do it for you, Raph.
Yeah. So, one line, big.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Skull Smash, which is his bash in chains, no longer chains on this. So the attack is a lot more commitful.
So you're not always going.
It's a lot like easier to kind of punish, because part of the problem here was that Asad could do that bash, and then react to their opponent doing a side dodge. And if you do a side dodge attack, just go zone.
Yeah.
You pop your armor, trade with them, win the trade because you're doing more damage than a dodge attack is going to do, and then keep your offense going. So this is not only really frustrating to play against, but it's also too strong to play as, especially because it's a very, very, very strong bash. It's feintable. It's like it had too many things going for it.
Yeah.
So by removing this, we're hoping that it'll kind of knock down the hero a little bit of a peg. We like the blender aspect of the hero. Right? It's kind of what it was designed around, about having a lot of different options at all times and doing like a lot of different things. But at the same time, when these options become too strong, we kind of have to act and make them a little bit weaker. So that is what we've been doing to this hero.
Nice.
And that is it for our balance changes. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of cool things.
Very cool.
There's more coming next season.
Excellent.
I'm excited. And again, like, you might dislike whatever we're doing. It's okay. Say it. We have surveys coming out like most seasons. Actually, every single season. You can talk about it. You can go on social media. You can do all these things, discuss these things, tell us what you like, what you don't like. Same for testing ground. Same as everything. We're doing these things for our players. We love our players. We're doing this for them, and hopefully everybody enjoys the changes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One more thing I wanted to add super quickly.
Yeah, what's
it's
up?
completely random, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Before, remember on one of those segments before we had when we had Michelle and Fred, we were talking about the VFX stuff, and we had shots of our mocap actors, and we saw Carl doing that flip. So these guys are professional stuntmen, not attempting this at home. Carl is known as kind of like the rubber man type of thing, where he can just do these insane things where he looks he's gonna break his neck every time, because I'm at mocap every time. You're there as well.
Yeah.
We see that happening, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's gonna die. One day something bad is gonna happen. But they are all professional stuntmen. We're always
that's a good thing to mention for the little kids.
Movie trained actors,
even though they're gonna do it anyway.
Stuntmen, they do an amazing job.
They do, yeah.
Big kudos to them. The game would not be what it is without them.
Definitely not.
And I don't know, they may be watching. I don't know, but they're great folks. Like honestly, we always have a super fun time with them. But really, please don't try those like standing flips and falling on your neck at home, because you're not gonna like the outcome.
That's right.
He's good for that. Like some I don't know what, but it's
the rest of us are not.
Yeah, the rest of us
we're
are not.
just not.
Oh yeah, but I wanted to give him a shout out because they're very, very special to us, and we always enjoy our time with them. And really, thank you.
Oh, great. I love it. Impromptu shout-outs to our amazing mocap team.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff there, so thank you for that. And JC, thanks to you as well.
Shout out to JC!
Explain in detail all these
Shout out to Nolan, too.
mean for the game. It's always very enlightening to have that, so thank you very much for that.
You.
Cool. Warriors, folks, listen up. We've got a wrap-up coming up right after this. Community Corner, lots of fun stuff to cap everything off, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here. We made it.
We did.
We've made it. We're here at the wrap up.
That's right. How you feeling?
We nerfed Hito?
I mean, we kind of had to a bit.
Are you sure?
JC said so.
All right.
Are you gonna be okay?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Well, let's maybe talk about this wrap up here. But listen, folks, as we think about this, listen, we really did want to take a moment to give a final big shout out to our friends over at Bungie. We're very excited to be doing this collaboration. So let's do a quick recap of everything coming tomorrow to you, the players.
Hey guys, yeah, this is the morning.
We've got, of course,
the morning.
Light of the Guardian
It is tomorrow.
Event, October 24th to November 14th. I love this gear. It looks so nice. Of course, that means we have our 2 hero skins for Lawbringer, the Violet King.
That's a cop immediately,
We
yo.
also have our hero skin for Centurion, the Crucible Lord. So good.
And not time limited.
No, those are not time limited.
So
Don't
when they
forget
mean by
about,
time limited, you can get them at any time. You don't gotta rush to get them for this
I
event.
actually checked. We have 10 signups already.
Oh, amazing!
Pretty
All right.
freaking sweet.
There you go.
We unfortunately, our balance patch live tomorrow. Don't want to talk about that.
Oh.
But we also have Hero Fests,
Oh, there you
which
go.
is very exciting for Griffin, Tiana.
I'm ready for the Yorm Hero Fest.
All the respective dates. Love that. We also have content of the week.
That's right, we do. Yeah, so content of the week, folks, coming your way tomorrow. Available first up, the illustrious outfit Power of the Baron. Available for 20k steel, so really embody the Scorn Baron for any of the heroes on the roster. Enjoy that. Looks amazing. Such a cool head replacement on that one. So excited for that. We also have the Execution Void
5
Feather
too.
available for 10k steel across the cast, and the Solar Flare for 10k steel as well. All of these look incredible. Huge shout out again for the collaboration, all the work, animation.
Hopefully, when I buy it,
everything that went into that.
the executions come with the outfit.
Amazing stuff. We also have community event orders. Reminder: Light of the Guardians. Running.
All right, guys, that's the end of that. I want to give y'all my final thoughts. To be honest, y'all just want to get into it quick. By the way, sub to the channel, boys. Sub to the channel for me. While we right here, sub to the channel. Closing in at 200. We have 198 right now, but so watch the videos and start liking them. But anyway, I want to get into my final thoughts. Is the W's are definitely the Orochi nerf is so good, so good. I'm happy about that. The ranking guard change, I'm happy about that. The skins for Destiny are nice. I'm a Lawbringer main. I love Lawbringer, so that's fire. Lord Crucible Knight, I'm pretty sure that's Lord Shax for Scent. I'm happy about that as well. So I'm gonna take away some W's. Sohei needs a change. They said they're working on it. They said they know. Sohei needs a change. He's boring, but also stupid at the same time. That you could cook him the whole time, and then he just got to get his souls to in one shot. She was corny, so they're working on that. Hopefully next time we get Shigoki the fuck up out of here, man. But you Orochi's players, if you're mad about this, stay mad about it, bro. We really don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I just thought you should know at the end of the video, if you stayed to the end and you Orochi main like my boy, we don't give a fuck, bro. Play somebody else. Sick and tired of seeing you, to be honest. Same with Shaman. Same with Varangian Guard. Varangian Guard, don't come outside tomorrow, bro. Don't even come outside today, guys. I'm gonna be streaming in a minute. Don't even come outside, bro. We don't want to see you, gang. But all in all, I'll catch y'all in the next video, man. Everybody be safe. Drop a like, subscribe if